We're live. This is the Rich Lieberman Media Pulse for Monday, August 2024. And, I've been working on this development for many, many days now. And, sometimes you hear stories that you think are pretty good and have not been confirmed, but you're still working and working on it. And this is a significant development because it happens to be about a very integral part of a particular station's one of their leading people. So I'm going to just cut to the chase. I've talked about the fact that the people at ABC7 are facing significant challenges. Okay. So I'm not going to bury the lead. One of their primary anchors over at 900 Front, where exists ABC7, KGO TV, and Cron, but this has nothing to do with Cron. This involves Dion Lim. Dion Lim is considered a very prized asset at ABC7, so much so that all the Disney people thought she was not only anchor material, but network anchor material, and made that very clear, much to the demise of a lot of the prominent ABC7 people who thought that they might talk about anchor people who might be mentioned, who might be considered for a long-term anchor gig. When I say that, I mean the Monday through Friday, because who knows with Dan Ashley's status. I'm not saying Ashley is going anywhere, but there is quite a bit, and I'll get into this in a second, upheaval and mysterious, shall we say, mystery personified about the status of Dan Ashley. But that has nothing to do with this post either. Well, somewhat. Let's cut to the chase again. Dion Lim wants out of KGO, ABC7. Why is that? Well, it's a combination of things. I think, and I've been told this, not confirmed, but I know for a fact she's not happy with what is happening over at Channel 7. And part of it is, most of it has to do with the Disney, what's taking place with Disney, and do they want to sell their O&Os? Do they want to keep their owned and operateds? Do they want to do this, that? That's number one. She feels that there is no clarity. She feels, she being Dion Lim, that her situation is that she cannot afford to wait. She cannot afford to work within the structure that currently exists at ABC7. I may add, for that matter, all their stations: LA, New York, Chicago, Boston, San Francisco. And when Dion Lim came here, just for the record, I wasn't very, shall we say, excited. I thought she was very average. I didn't care for her voice. I thought it was kind of overly nasal, just odd, to be frank. Well, as time has it, she's improved greatly. She's become a lot more focused, and she is a star by today's standards. I'm not knocking her, but she's gotten quite a bit better. So, has she told anybody officially? No. But they know, management at KGO, they know, and they're powerless because a lot of the strings that they pull is not powerful enough to dictate the environment that exists at KGO TV with all this stuff taking place within Disney's framework, the layoffs, the availability of people that are respected behind the scenes, that Dion Lim frankly cares about and is sensitive to the fact that they have no long-term structure, courtesy of Disney. And Lim, make no mistake about it, she's ambitious. She wants the big time. Now, here's the mystery. Although I'm starting to pin it down, I've got good sources on this. Her future. Well, she definitely wants no part of ABC7. And they seem resolute with that. Otherwise, they would have taken care of it. There are people at ABC7, KGO, who have enormous amounts of power. And because of that, and this is just one of the many reasons that she wants out, they're not moving forward. Talk about people like Ming Z, Kristen Z. I mentioned Ashley, Amadeus. So Dion Lim could see the handwriting on the wall. That's number one. Number two, well, where does she want to go? Where could she go? Locally, that's a good question. We'll know on that in the ensuing days. I think personally, and this is just a hunch, but it's based on a lot of factual data, both within myself and people who I've spoken to. She could be national, and I don't know in what capacity, perhaps an overnight something, maybe network material, who knows? I think she has the wherewithal. I think she has the acumen. I think she has chops. She's definitely got the look. Let's face it. Look, she's Asian and she's a woman and she has a very widespread appeal, especially amongst men and especially amongst younger women, because not many younger women watch television news, local TV news. For that matter, not many people in general are watching TV news. But Dion Lim has that kind of persona, that appearance, which, by the way, she's attractive, she is smart, she does a very quality newscast. Oh, big bonus, too. She likes to go in the field and be a reporter. And the very, very, very best people who worked as anchors, invariably they were in the field. They were doing reporter work. That's how they got their depth. That's how they got the added cachet. Because most people in the business nowadays, especially if you're an anchor, they just want to be one thing, whether it's a reporter, whether it's an anchor, but the really best anchors, and there's some still very, very solid ones, spent time in the field. Any great anchor will tell you that. Okay. There's a few exceptions, but by and large, they spent time in the field. They did reporting, they did all the legwork, right? Which gave them a lot more cachet as an anchor. I would speculate, and this is again just based on hunch, that Dion Lim wants the big to do. She wants the limelight, and she's got the it factor. She's got that look. The only thing with regards to a national gig is the fact that she recently, I guess within the year or two, had a baby. I don't know how that translates into her forever focus or in the immediate future focus. We'll have to wait and see. But you can count on this. She's very ambitious. She thinks her time has come. She's still quite young. I think she's in like her late 30s, maybe early 40s, if that. And she's got what a lot of people envy. She's got the it factor, star status. She can draw viewers. And she has the gender factor, being that she's women. She's women. She's a woman and she's Asian. That is heavy. I'm not saying that's her only qualifications. I'm saying the fact that she has both of those factors is another very, very heavy duty attraction to potential suitors. And there's going to be a lot. The main story here, once again, folks, if you love her on Channel 7, get used to not loving her, at least at Channel 7. She wants out. That is the headline, and that you can put in the bank. And that would be not a crushing blow to KGO, but it would be the fact they lose one of their most integral people. Very solid woman. Again, I've mentioned the fact she's improved. She's become very, very focused. She's a damn good anchor. So to lose a Dion Lim would be very, very, very difficult for KGO television. But, you know, that's the way it is these days. You got to take care of the people that you think, Disney, that you think are bona fide stars. And Disney is not apparently in on that development. This is Rich Lieberman. It is Monday. Thank you for watching. Probably will be back later in the day. And again, I am working on this solidly. The more information I hear that I can confirm will get to you, whether here on YouTube or somewhere else, but it's mostly here. Please make a contribution. Please become a subscriber and tell all your friends and enemies that you watch Rich Lieberman on YouTube. Thanks a lot.